happening and that we are part of a much bigger picture. The question that we have is, what is transition? And what would you like to say about transition?
Transition is a response and an acknowledgement of some of the big problems that are in our extraordinary times that we're living in today. Problems of resource depletion, fossil fuel dependency, climate change, increasing inequity between the haves and the have-nots, and economic contraction. And the realization that these problems need to be dealt with at a local level, local, and that communities have what we need in order to address these problems.
One of the main crises, it feels like, is we collectively want other people to take care of us. We need jobs. We need companies to come in and offer us employment. We need developers to come in and build us buildings. We need federal funds to be sustainable. And I don't think we do. We need to figure out ways that we can have our own livelihoods without requiring this outside help.
We have monthly meetings, monthly gatherings in Troy, and sometimes we have 8 or 10 people show up, sometimes there's 15 or 20. I think the largest number we ever had was when we had the city council come and made a presentation to the city council. And I think we had maybe 40 or 50 people there at that time. The theme of the meeting tonight was how to talk about transition. Because the reason that we chose this was because a lot of people have expressed that they don't know how to talk about these things.
I want those companies to spend their money on that sort of thing.
There are some people who do recognize the problems in the world. There are other people who do not recognize the problems. There's people who are aware and active, people who are aware but not active, and then there are people who are downright hostile. Okay. My own way of engaging is to seek to have deep conversations with people who are aware and who either are searching for ways to be active and may not have found the way to be active that works for them. What we need to do is we need to grow our own food locally, most of it. We need to create our own fibers. We need to create our own building materials and build our materials. We need to relearn how to live with each other and how to be with each other. We need to create governments and systems of community that seek to support that. And we need to do it rapidly. We need to do it quickly. For humans to work together. And I think we've been making connections between those groups that are working on parts of the problem. Many groups are working on parts of these problems. Many groups predate transition by many, many years. But a lot of groups don't always see the connections between what their interest is and what another group's interest is. And I think one of the beauties of transition is that transition is about making the connections, to show how people who are working on alternative transportation, for example, are working on the same problem that people who are working on local food.
We come at it from different directions, and what we find is we all want the same thing, and these solutions actually solve all these various problems. It's really cool.
The other efforts involve creating working groups and supporting the working groups, like the working group on compost. We've got a food group going. There's a solar energy group going. The film series has been, dynamite, showing films in order to raise awareness of the community about what some of these issues are. This is urgent. We need to change our societies. We need to change. And transition is the only thing out there that I've found that recognizes the urgency and recognizes the convergence of all these different problems. coming together and has a positive solution for it and recognizes that the solutions are local, that we have the solutions. We can do it. It's up to us. We can do it. We know how to do it. As a community, we know how to do it. Individually, we don't know how to do it, but as communities, we do.